Hello everybody, my name is Lizzie and welcome to my chemistry cooking project. Today I will be making German-style coconut macaroons with the ingredients I have here. I have eggs, Backoblatte, which is a German ingredient. They're pretty much these little wafers, very thin. Sweetened flake coconut flakes, and powdered sugar. The first and one of the most important rules in cooking or baking is making sure you wash your hands. Now that we got that key part out of the video, we're now going to get on to the real baking. First step that you have to do is make sure you get your mixer out. Be careful that you don't drop anything like me. Now, for my fellas out there with the long hair, let's put it up, okay? We'd rather keep this environment safe and clean. Hey guys, the first step that we're gonna have to take in this baking extravaganza is making sure that we separate our egg whites from our egg yolks, because we're gonna have to put 3 egg whites into this bowl. So let's get started.
What you're seeing right here is an irreversible physical change of an egg, because the contents within the egg are not changing. However, the outer appearance is changing.
Wash your hands again. Another key part of this process is making sure you wash your hands pretty often throughout the process. You don't want any bacteria getting in your food. Old me. Forgot a key ingredient when I'm introducing my ingredients, man. The vanilla sugar. Now, I know, I got powdered sugar. Now I got vanilla sugar. But let me tell you, it's really, really important. Some macaronis. Is that gonna fit 250? Yeah, possibly. We YOLO it around. So make sure that the bowl's on it and then you turn it on so that it actually zeroes it out. Then you're probably wondering, why the heck are we doing this stuff in grams? Aren't we in America? Well, let me tell you, this is actually a German recipe. As I've said, it's the German-styled coconut macaroon. So everything that we have to do is metric system, actually. So now we're gonna take the vanilla sugar, the key ingredient I mistakenly forgot earlier, and we're gonna take a pinch of salt. We're gonna infest it into the powdered sugar. So let's just open it.
When mixing the salt and the vanilla sugar into the powdered sugar, we're creating a homogeneous mixture due to the fact that we can't pinpoint each ingredient in the solution.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those egg whites that we just put in, and we're actually gonna keep stirring them until they become a foamy white kind of texture. Just start it.
Over 2 minutes of footage, even at 20 times. Lizzie, you need to cut this up. Nobody wants to be here for 2 minutes watching egg whites getting whipped. So now for the next 30 seconds, I will be explaining the science of whipped egg whites. As you beat those whites, the whipping action of your whisk forces the tangled and tightly clumped proteins in the egg whites to unfold and loosen up from each other. As air is then incorporated into the mixture, the proteins rearrange to form a network around the air bubbles, trapping air within the egg white foam, which causes it to become foamy. This is an example of a chemical change instead of a physical change.
Now, you can probably hear that loud mixing sound right there. So what we're gonna do from now is, you can see that we have the marshmallow foam here.
I will be now adding the homogeneous mixture of the powdered sugar, the vanilla sugar, and the salt together into the whipped egg whites. This will be a heterogeneous mixture at times due to the fact that you will be able to tell where the powder is, but as time goes on and it mixes together, it will become a homogeneous mixture. I'm now weighing the coconut flakes to get to 250 grams. Make sure to remember to zero out your bowl so it isn't factored into the weight, because now we are going to be implementing these coconut flakes into the mixture that we had beforehand. I'm now wiping off all of the solution from the whisk because we will no longer be using this whisking process, because I will be mixing the solutions together in a different way, and I'm wiping it off so that we can make as many coconut macaroons as possible. We are now mixing in the 250 grams of coconut flakes that we just weighed out, and we're incorporating them into the mixture that we just made of the egg whites, powdered sugar, salt, and vanilla sugar. This is a heterogeneous mixture because although it is not completely apparent in the video, it is really apparent of the coconut flakes in real life. This is also a physical change and not a chemical change due to the fact that we could be able to revert it back to its original form. Although it's not super apparent and it would be pretty tedious, we could be able to do it. Although I've already stated that I'm mixing in the coconut flakes, I would like it to be known that I mixed it in and then I added more, and I didn't just do it all at once.
And now we're gonna go on a short washing hands break. Stay safe, y'all.
My family really likes to mess with me, so please enjoy the next scene. I had to keep it in.
Okay. Next part is, I'm gonna take this little mixture we have here. As you can see, this is a heterogeneous mixture.
Now I'm taking parchment paper and lining up the pan so that I can take that said heterogeneous mixture and put them on the Bakoblaten, which are the wafers.
So this is when our Bakoblaten is gonna come in. As I said already, these are some little wafers. They might actually remind you of the Eucharist.
And now I place the Bakoblaten and the fun begins.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a spoonful of our heterogeneous mixture. We're gonna put it on top of this, like so.
You may be wondering if the amount matters, and yes it does, because the one I just made was too big, and the one that I just made is the perfect amount. We don't want too much, because then we won't be able to definitely make as much, and also we just wouldn't want it to burn or crisp too much. It's a very delicate cooking process, and we don't want to ruin it. So now I'm pretty much just rinse and repeating. I'm putting down the wafer and I'm gonna put the mixture on top, and I will try to make as many as I can. I ended up having to get a second pan due to there being so much of the mixture, and I even looked on Blackboard to see how many kids are in our class because, surprise, I'm gonna bring them in because I really want everybody to try some. So yeah.
Put the wafers back.
Absolutely bussing. It's really important to clean up your section. So as I grabbed the Bakoblaten and put them in the box, I did this so that it would be easier and a cleaner environment. I put them back into the cabinet where they belong, and everything was coming out really well.
And now, For our third washing hands break.
I unfortunately didn't get any footage of the macaroons being baked. However, I do want to explain some heat science to you guys. During baking, heat is evenly transferred to the center of the item that's baked, making a crust on the outside with a soft center. That's why these coconut macaroons go from just some mixture being on top of a wafer to being a crust, and it makes it delicious and crunchy.
A few moments later.
So now I'm taking out the first batch that was ready.
Ooh. Part 2.
Again, like I said, there was a lot of mixture, so there was a second batch that I made, and everything came out perfectly. We loved them.